Las Vegas at the SEMA show this year, I was lucky enough to catch a ride with my friend Cam Benty and former pro racer and talk show host Rick Titus to nearby Henderson, Nevada for a visit to Brock Racing Enterprises, where a very special build-up is happening on a 1965 Mustang Fastback. First up, let me show you around the shop and give you a little backstory on Peter Brock. A designer credited for the shape of the original Corvette Stingray racer, Brock went on to take the Shelby Cobra and turn it into the iconic Daytona Coupe, which was the first American car to capture the FIA's GT World Championship in 1965. He then went on to form BRE and campaign Datsuns throughout the 70s in Trans Am and Baja racing. This is one of the original Baja Spec 510s with battle scars from 40 years ago. The new project in the shop is this 65 Mustang Fastback that is going to be built as a Shelby GT350R race car would have been in 1965. But with the refinements, Peter Brock is famous for making to vehicles and taking them to the next level. Plus, one of the coolest parts of this project is that a few of the original Shelby mechanics and fabricators that worked on the original Mustangs in the 60s are turning wrenches on this refined recreation.
My name's Jim Marietta. I was one of the mechanics on the original GT350s in the Venice shop, along with a couple other fabricators. Ted Sutton, who's actually sitting right behind me, was basically the crew chief and the go-to guy on it, and I was just one of the fabricators. And I thought it would be very interesting to get as many people together who worked on the very first ones and do a recreation. And so that's what we're doing right here. And then a little bit later on, I found a gentleman, Dwayne Carling, that had some of the original independent rear suspension parts from the GT350 prototype independent rear suspension car that was being developed at Shelby's, which took place in at the airport facility. And that program, of course, was later killed, but anyhow, he scared up some of the parts, and so we decided, because it's a really unique situation and a unique suspension on the 1965, that we're installing a few of the original parts, and some of the other parts are fabricated. And he was able to talk to the original engineer, Klaus Arnig, who got him the original prints from the Ford archives. And so everything is built to print with a circa. If you look at the legend block there, it'll say, I think it's late 63 and sometime in 64 that this was designed. And so that's what's going to go in the car. And the ultimate then at the end is that we're going to have the car in February 14th, 2015, which is exactly 50 years from the day that one of the original R cars won at Green Valley, Texas, with Ken Miles driving. So that's the program.
I really appreciate being lucky enough to hear the history and experiences these guys had back in what I consider the golden age of American road racing.
Peter said, look, you know, when we did when that car came out, I was in Europe, and it came out, and the window came up, and it had a little break, and that's not the way I want it.
He wants to evacuate the cabin air out of the hot cabin air out of the
and so
back, and use the and not.
Well, that'll break up that laminar flow too. So.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he's going to redesign the rear glass for us, and then and then also this area here. He said the brake cooling duct was supposed to come from here on the original R cars.
Right, I thought that was the intent. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they never got it done. Nobody told us, and we didn't get it done on time. So we used to clamp pop rivet the stuff underneath.
Right.
And of course, when you go through the paddock, just rips the crap out of it. So we would replace those on a regular basis. So we're gonna put it the way Peter wants to modify this for the rear brake cooling. And he said then the front valance, he wants to change that a little bit, because that didn't
like
come
an
out.
aqueduct, you know.
Yeah, that didn't come out the way he wanted. But he
said
said he was
at the hood getting turned around, the scoop getting turned around.
Yeah, we may do that. Well, I'm gonna, you know what? That's whatever Peter is going to do. Then
I think that's
what we're going to do.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Is this going to have a track vent to it or a street vent to it?
Oh, this is all absolutely competition.
Okay.
Just like, I'm trying to make it, to the extent that we can, I'm trying to make it as track-worthy, capable as we did 50 years ago. That's why Ted and I
Wayne, what are you
are
thinking for
working
spring
on
rates, bud?
These are 300 pound, but of course they're real easy to change.
Yes.
Yeah, you can, these are from Speedway, the catalog, and we can get anything overnight.
Right.
Yeah, these are kind of a street.
I think at 200, you probably have a little ways to go, particularly this roll rate's gonna be quite a bit different.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
So keep an eye out in February 2015 for this hot rod to hit the track.